Welcome. Today, we're going to have a conversation that many people find uncomfortable, yet it is perhaps one of the most vital discussions for your long-term happiness. We are talking about the brutal truth regarding marriage. For generations, we've been sold a very specific cultural programming. It's a checklist. Go to school, find a career, and most importantly, find the one and get married by 30. If you don't, society often treats you like a puzzle with a missing piece. But what if that piece was never meant to be there? What if the happily ever after narrative is actually a cage for some? The reality is that we are seeing a massive shift. More people than ever are choosing to stay single or delay marriage. This isn't a sign of failure, it's a sign of honesty. Today, we're exploring why marriage is a choice, not a requirement for a successful life. Why do we feel so much pressure? It's because marriage has been marketed as the ultimate validation of your worth. We've been told that being chosen by someone else is the only way to prove you are lovable. But let's look at the brutal truth mentioned in the video. Marriage is an institution, not a personality trait. It's a legal, social, and often religious contract. For some, this structure provides a beautiful foundation for a family. But for others, the very things that make marriage stable, the compromise, the shared finances, the constant presence of another person are the very things that can lead to a slow erosion of self. We need to stop viewing a 35-year-old single person as unlucky and start viewing them as someone who might simply have a different priority list. Are you following your heart, or are you just following a script that was written before you were even born? The video outlines 3 essential pillars for a successful marriage: desire, compatibility, and effort. If you are missing even one, the structure will eventually crack. 1. True desire. Do you actually want to share 24 hours a day with someone? Do you want the legal entanglement, or do you just want a wedding and a party? 2. Compatibility. This isn't just about liking the same movies. It's about how you handle money, how you view child rearing, and how you behave when the honeymoon phase dies. 3. The readiness for effort. Marriage isn't a destination. It's a daily job. It requires a constant willingness to solve conflicts and compromise. If you aren't a team player by nature, forcing yourself into a marriage is like trying to put a square peg in a round hole. There is no shame in admitting that you prefer your own company or your own space. Let's talk about the wrong reasons to get married, because this is where the most pain is created. The video warns us about the loneliness trap. Many people get married because they are afraid of being alone. But there's no loneliness quite as sharp as being married to the wrong person. A partner is not a band-aid for your internal voids. Another red flag is using marriage as a fix for a relationship. If you are struggling with trust or communication now, a ring and a piece of paper will only magnify those issues, not solve them. Furthermore, if you are currently in a process of deep emotional healing from past trauma, you might not be in a place to merge your life with another yet. Remember, you must be a whole person before you can be half of a couple. If you are looking for someone to complete you, you are setting yourself up for disappointment. One of the most profound truths in this discussion is about your happiness baseline. Research consistently shows that marriage does not magically make an unhappy person happy. If you are a miserable single person, you will likely be a miserable married person once the initial excitement wears off. We also have to debunk the myth that avoiding marriage means avoiding commitment. You can have a life partner, a deep soul connection, and a committed home without the government's involvement. For many couples, the lack of a legal contract keeps them more awake in the relationship because they choose to be there every single day, not because they are legally bound to be. As we close this session, I want you to sit with a few questions. If social media didn't exist and your parents didn't care, would you still want to get married? Do you value your absolute independence more than you value the security of a partner? Where do you see yourself at age 50, in a quiet house of your own, or in a busy family home? The brutal truth is that there is no right answer for everyone. The only tragedy is living a life that isn't yours. Whether you choose a lifelong partnership or the beauty of a solo journey, make sure the choice is yours. Thank you for listening.